Hey guys, we're going to be doing another reaction. This one's from watchmojo.com. Go give them a sub. Uh, I mean, if you want, you can give me one too. That would very much appreciate it. We are trying to grow here and we need you to do that. I'm doing my best. If you have any ideas, please write down in the comments any suggestions on anything to react to, or you can find me on my Twitter page under just PunkU. Or you can join my Discord. I think there should be links in the description. And yeah, let's see what this is. Top 50 most infamous ripoff songs ever. There's going to be some that we don't know, I bet.
Welcome to Watch Mojo.
Yeah.
Today we're counting down our picks for the most infamous examples of artists blatantly borrowing from their peers in music history.
All right. I have no idea.
Number 50, Aha, Take On Me versus Pitbull featuring Christina Aguilera, Feel This Moment.
I just wanna feel this moment.
Oh, of course, stolen. They better got paid for that,
A long
though.
list of songs that defined
They better
the
have gotten
carefree attitudes of
paid.
the early 2010s. The Pitbull and Christina Aguilera collaboration "Feel This Moment"
It's kind of
deserves
hard though
mention.
now
However,
because
the initial
almost
formula they
everything's been
presented
done,
appeared
so
to
you
be
gotta
missing
kind of gotta
something.
borrow
As it
off
turned
people,
out, A
right?
simple interpolation of Aha's 1980s synth pop staple "Take on Me" seemed to be the missing ingredient.
They got royalty for sure. But hey,
It's not quite a
good use of
sample,
it, though.
nor is it a shameless ripoff per se, but reaching for a sure thing like "Take on Me" certainly
why is
seemed
it?
like going
No,
for
that's
low-hanging
well, it's not a
fruit for
sample. They
many.
just stole the progression. Yeah, it's almost the same
Number
key.
49, Jethro Tull, We
Different
Used to
pitch.
Know, versus the Eagles, Hotel California.
Oh no, these are close. Okay. All right, which came first?
Jethro Tull once shared the stage with the Eagles during the early days of both bands' careers. Though Tull frontman Ian Anderson admits that
okay.
neither band seemed too interested in each other's music, they were civil whenever their paths crossed. However, that did not stop the Eagles from lifting the chord progression from the folk rock epic We Used to Know for their massive hit Hotel California.
Okay.
Whenever I get to feel this way, hard to find new words to say.
Anderson wasn't even happy about it, though. In fact, he was flattered, while acknowledging the many other differences that made both songs
You can
stand
see
apart from
it,
each other. No
but
lawsuit
it's
needed
not
here, folks.
dominant. Because they added way more to this, so it's kind of zhuzhed up, right? But okay.
Number 48, Keith Jarrett, Long As You Know You're Living Yours, versus Steely Dan, Gaucho.
Okay. So this is the copy? Nah, 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 nah. This sounds pretty
There are many
common.
very clear instances of plagiarism that don't end up getting resolved in court for one reason or another. However, when Donald Fagen and Walter Becker openly stated how much they were influenced by Keith Jarrett's Long As You Know You're Living Yours, it landed them in hot water.
Okay. You can kind of hear
was
it.
clearly being mirrored in
Kinda
Steely
hear
Dan's
it.
Gaucho, so Jarrett had his name added to the songwriting credits. This also landed him a nice cut of the royalties, which
I mean,
is
that's fair. It's a lot
compensation for
better
his
than a
part in crafting
lawsuit.
the
Just
melodies.
give them what they're due. Yeah.
Number
That's cool, that's
47,
cool.
Public Enemy, Security of the First World versus Madonna, Justify My Love.
Oh, I remember this. Just that it's the beat. Yeah.
Sampling someone else's song is common practice, but
Especially in
refusing
that
to
time, 80s and
acknowledge that you're
90s.
borrowing is a big no-no. Justify
What?
My Love writer and producer Lenny Kravitz did not give credit to Public Enemy after lifting the beat from Security of the First World.
What? Yeah, that beat is totally stolen. 100%. They
He
just
made
fattened it and
minimal
added
alterations to it
reverb.
too, handing it over to Madonna without too much in the way of transformation. When Public Enemy threatened legal action, Kravitz played dumb, claiming it was the type of beat you just find on the floor somewhere. In the end, no songwriting credits were given, but the plagiarism was clear as day.
Absolutely. It's the same tone even. Freaking
Number
rip-off.
46, Pat Benatar, Shadows of the Night versus Rascal Flatts, No Rains.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Influence is a funny thing, as no artist can ever be 100% sure that they haven't taken some riff, melody, or general idea from something they've previously heard. That said,
I have nothing wrong with people using bits and pieces of other people's songs. I mean, that's kind of like, it has to happen at some point. Everything's been done kind of thing. Just give them credit, give them what they're due, right? Like the one guy that put his, got his name on the writing credits and then he got royalty. That's how you handle it. Do it out of court, talk to them. It's like, can we use this? We will put you on the credits. Boom. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, you make money or you don't. But at least you clear your name. The Lenny Kravitz and what a... don't do that. Especially with two bands as notable as they are.
it's hard to believe that nobody ever talked with country band Rascal Flatts about how No Rains clearly ripped off rocker Pat Benatar's
100%. Listen to it. Na, 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 na. Yeah.
Seriously, we can't imagine that nobody heard it. The resemblance goes
Pat
beyond
Benatar was
the
big in her day
occasional
too, so
similarity.
it's like,
And the
how
fact
did
that
you
no
not hear this
additional
song?
songwriting
How
credits
did
were given after its release means that the
Like-
band got off lucky.
it had to have gone through more than one person before it got to the point that it was released? Like someone must have known about Pat
Number
Benatar.
45, Killing Joke, 80s versus Nirvana, Come As You Are.
Yeah, Killing Joke. This is totally that sound that they had too, so I could see it.
When Kurt Cobain geared up for the release
Totally.
of Nevermind and its singles, he unfortunately noticed that he made a serious error. He had unconsciously ripped off the riff from 80s by the
Yeah, I think he
post-punk band
admitted
Killing
to it,
Joke.
didn't he? Yeah. I think he totally admitted to it or something, didn't he?
As soon as he realized his
Yeah.
mistake, he urged his record label not to release it. However, they saw its potential and convinced Cobain to give the go-ahead. Killing Joke themselves got involved with an immediate threat of legal action. They later criticized Nirvana for how they handled things. There's no denying that the riffs are basically the same melodic ideas in
Yep.
two different forms.
Just two different speeds. Yeah. At least he admitted to it. I give him credit.
Number 44, Steelers Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You.
Oh, really?
versus Sheryl Crow, All I
Oh,
Want to Do.
yeah. I remember this one. It's just the guitar that ting, 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 that
A good song can stand the test of time,
Yeah.
no matter which era it's released in. For Sheryl Crow's
I
All
remember
Wanna
this.
Do, many critics noticed just how similar it was in tone, melody, and structure to Steelers Wheel's Stuck in the Middle with You.
it's that strumming.
One
That-
critic
the
famously
strumming.
called it a blatant rewrite. Crow herself admitted that the song resulted from a jam that, quote, kinda sounded like Steelers Wheel, though she gave songwriting credit and royalties to Win Cooper, the author
Yeah,
of the poem
good.
who inspired her song. Stuck in
What?
the Middle with You
But
never
not to
got
the
same
band.
treatment.
Okay. Did she give credit to the poem writer, not the songwriter? It's a weird flex, but okay. She admitted it though.
Number 43, Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama versus Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London.
Yeah. Totally. I'd rather listen to this though, because Sweet Home Alabama's used at a lot of
Once you hear Leonard
weird,
Skinner's Heartland anthem, Sweet Home
very
Alabama,
white
it's hard
rallies.
to get it out of your head.
Just saying. It's there, but loose.
It sounds as if it was on Warren Zevon's mind when he wrote the quirky jam Werewolves of London with an eerily similar chord progression. The closest he came to acknowledging this was the song Play It All Night Long, which dealt with Skinner's actual feud with Neil Young. Of course, fans have discussed the possible plagiarism so much that Kid Rock sampled both songs in his 2008
Neil Young's a
nostalgia
better
anthem
writer.
All Summer Long.
Oh, Kid Rock touched them both? Okay. If Kid Rock touched it, they're both garbage. That guy has like
Controversy aside,
two
it's
strings
hard
of
to
DNA
not
in him.
howl along with these classics.
He's slightly above potato. Slightly.
Number 42, Olivia Rodrigo's Good For You versus Paramore, Misery Business.
Oh, this has the sound too, but
entire generation.
yeah, my eye is watering.
Have
Sorry.
certainly been scratching similar itches for the general public.
This just sounds like every cheerleader film.
Rodrigo's track "Good for You" noticeably drew on Paramore's classic hit "Misery Business" a little too much to be a coincidence. 3 months
Yeah.
after the song's release, Rodrigo gave Haley Williams and Josh Farrow half of future songwriting credits for her oversight. The general public
Good for
actually
her.
seemed to resent the decision, claiming
Why?
that the songs were different enough not to warrant it. However, the deal stood, and the
Yeah.
members of Paramore took home quite a pretty penny for it.
That was very admirable. You know?
Number 41.
That's how it should
The
be.
Marvelettes,
Like, yeah, it's a
Please,
bit
Mr.
close,
Postman
we'll
versus
share it.
Portugal the Man, Feel It Still. Though they
It's just that
eventually
beginning
managed to
part.
crack the upper echelons of the charts,
That beginning
Portugal the Man
part,
needed
the dun,
8 studio
dun, dun,
albums to
dun,
achieve
that-
their biggest hit. Feel It Still was an instantly
Yeah.
memorable and catchy pop hit that eventually peaked at number 4 on the Billboard chart.
Oh, good for
However,
you.
It wasn't entirely of their own creation.
No.
The song interpolates the main vocal line of the Motown
Yeah.
classic Please,
It's
Mr.
just the
Postman,
cadence.
updating it with
The
a fresh
do,
new
do, do,
style.
do, do. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can hear it.
Songwriter Brian Holland received his songwriting credit without any need for a legal battle.
Oh, nice. That worked out okay, I guess.
Number 40, Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy versus Jimi Hendrix Experience, Third Stone from the Sun.
What?
Who knows how the legendary Jimi
How?
Hendrix would have felt about his iconic instrumental break from Third Stone from the Sun?
Okay, where's the
He used their
instrumental
cheesy
break
pop
then?
Song like I'm Too Sexy.
Is that it? Oh, it's just that one line in there.
Despite
Okay.
this being a very
Okay.
obvious tribute, Right Said Fred member Fred Fairbrass didn't initially know that his guitarist was playing a well-known riff during recording. In the
Okay,
end,
fair.
the licks served the song surprisingly well, and Hendrix's estate didn't put up any form of legal offense. They instead asked for a songwriting credit
Yeah.
and a donation to a charity of their choice.
Class. Pure class. That's how you handle things. Right?
Number 39, Pearl Jam Given to Fly versus Led Zeppelin Going to California.
Is it the dun dun
There
dun
might not be
dun?
another band in history as infamously embroiled in plagiarism disputes as Led Zeppelin. While they remain revered
I
for the
know.
sheer strength of their repertoire,
I mean,
to say that Jimmy Page was fond of borrowing a tune or two would be
yeah.
an understatement.
Well, yeah.
So, when Pearl Jam pretty clearly took influence from their track Going to California for their own Given to Fly, what could Zeppelin really say? Well, singer Robert Plant seemed to find the whole thing funny and even appeared on stage with Pearl
Good.
Jam to perform a mashup. Let the rock
I mean,
band
it's-
that is
they're not-
without sin
they're
cast
not
the first
broke.
stone.
Pretty sure they don't need any more money. They don't need it. They, if anything, they want more. But that, they got humor about them.
Number 38, T-Rex Get It On versus Oasis Cigarettes and Alcohol.
Oh yeah. It's just that part
The
there.
great thing about a band like Oasis is that they will very bluntly tell you about their love of plagiarizing. Guitarist
I mean,
Noel
there's
Gallagher
not much great
clearly
about
doesn't
them.
mind borrowing a riff or two to
Can't
produce his
stand them.
own
I lived in
perfect rock
Manchester for a
classic.
while, and
But as much
I'm
as we
sick of
mentioned about
Oasis.
10 Oasis
Really.
compositions here, there's something especially
That's just me,
cheeky about
though.
Gallagher stealing T-Rex's Get It On Bang a Gong. The classic track was very clearly the driving force behind
Yeah,
Cigarettes and
a little bit,
Alcohol,
little bit,
and
little
led
bit.
the critics to dub the track Oasis Going T-Rex. Number 37,
Barely,
Audio
but-
Slave Cochise versus Audio Slave Your Time Has Come.
How do you plagiarize yourself? How do you do you give yourself royalties?
Takes some serious nerve to rip off one of your own tracks.
Yeah, what the
It's
hell?
not like you can sue yourself, right?
Well, you probably
for Audio
could.
Slave, the opening riff of their track Your Time Has Come was noted as sounding oddly familiar to fans upon release. Turns out the band had been doing a little bit too much listening to their own records, taking heavy influence from their earlier
Okay,
hit
cool.
Cochise.
That sounds very Rage Against the Machine, though, too.
It's kind of bizarre that no member of the band seemed to find it similar to a song that they were no doubt performing regularly on tour.
That is almost
Number
exact.
36, the Black Keys, Little Black Submarines versus Jethro Tull,
Oh,
Aqualung.
frick. Screw Jethro Tull. Okay.
Yet another band that's not above lifting a riff or song idea from time to time are the Black Keys. Little Black Submarines was deservedly pointed to as a highlight of the band's album El Camino, but it was
Okay.
quickly accused of ripping off two bona fide classics of prog rock. First of all, there's something very reminiscent of Stairway to Heaven about its outro section. More generally, the vocal melody is noticeably taking far too much influence from Jethro Tull's Aqualung. Still, if you're gonna rip
No idea.
anything off, why not go for the very best, right? Number 35. Iggy
Okay.
Pop, Lust for Life versus Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl versus The Supremes, You Can't Hurry Love.
Oh, yeah. That was a very common, like, backbeat, though.
Pronged entry next. Many people were quick to point out just how similar the drum and bass intro to Jet's infectious classic Are You Gonna Be My Girl sounds to Iggy Pop's Lust for Life.
Yeah, it's a very common progression, though.
The rabbit hole doesn't end there. It then became clear that both songs were more indebted to the classic track You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes, also famously covered by Phil
Yeah.
Collins.
A little bit.
Hits and are
The two
widely
more modern
beloved by
ones, for
music
sure.
fans. So how about we just agree to love all three equally?
Yeah.
Number 34, Foo Fighters, Times Like These versus The Offspring, These Days Go
It's
By.
only 2 years between them.
A song like Days Go By from The Offspring certainly blurs the lines between full-on ripoff and conscious tribute. Were
Okay.
they trying to write a song that calls back to times like these by the Foo Fighters? Well, no matter
Like
what the
2
answer
years
is, they
before them,
definitely
not
succeeded.
long. Yeah.
To the band's fans,
I
the
can see
single
it.
was a strong entry in their repertoire. To everyone else, it was a very clear
Right.
attempt to channel the energy of Dave Grohl and his band. That said, neither party has ever publicly made any comment on the similarities between the
Don't
tracks.
know either of the songs, but that neener part. Yeah.
Number 33, Georges Ben, Taj Mahal versus Rod Stewart, Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Oh, dang. Okay. Every mother on the land has a wet seat.
Sometimes when you get caught subconsciously plagiarizing someone else's work, the graceful response is to just put your hands up and admit it. That is exactly what happened when Rod Stewart's
Yeah.
hit Do You Think I'm Sexy was discovered to be way
Probably.
too similar to Georges Ben-Jor's Taj Mahal. The hook of both tunes is virtually
Kinda.
identical. Stewart admitted he had heard the song
He just
during a
added more to
1978
it,
trip
that's
to
all.
Brazil
But
and
the
did
base
not
of it,
contest
the
claim.
bass line, not
Proceeds
bass
of
line, but the
Ben-Jor's victory
backbone
in
of it.
court were donated to UNICEF. So
Good.
there's no denying it all worked out in the end.
Yeah. I get it. I can see it. I can see it.
Number 32, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Danny California versus Tom Petty, Mary Jane's Last
This
Dance.
I've heard many times. 100%.
The key similarities to the intros to the
It's
Red
a
Hot Chili
dun,
Peppers
dun,
classic Danny
dun,
California
dun,
and Tom
dun,
Petty's
that
Mary
part.
Jane's Last Dance.
Oh, God, I got
apart from the
messages
fact
like
that they were both
crazy.
produced by Rick Rubin, the tonal and instrumental similarities go beyond any doubt.
Both produced by the
Sure, both
same-
songs follow a
How did
pretty
he not
standard three-chord
know?
groove, but it was widely accepted that the Chili Peppers messed up. However, according to Petty, he had absolutely no desire to pursue anything in court.
They were both successful songs. It's that dun 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 dun.
In
It's
his
that
own
part.
words, quote, a lot of rock and roll songs sound alike. Also, to say that the tracks differ by the time the choruses come around would be putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Number 31.
Yeah.
Ryan Pringle, Take a Dive versus Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling.
Is that dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
You've likely
I
never
could hear
heard
it.
of musician Brian Pringle, but the poppy synth hook in his instrumental song Take a Dive will surely sound familiar.
Yeah, it's a dun 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 dun.
The
Yeah.
beat is almost identical to the chart
Yeah.
topping I Got a Feeling, and Pringle took the Black Eyed Peas to
Ew,
court.
gross.
Just by listening to the two songs, you'd think this would be an open shut case, but the reality was far more complex. While Pringle asserted that his song was produced in 1999, he also claimed that the hard drive containing the original had been stolen. The suit was thrown out, as Pringle neglected to provide proper evidence of his intellectual property.
Oh, damn, man. But if he released it in 99, 10 years before, then why would that not
Flame
count?
featuring Lecrae
I don't
and John
know.
Riley, Joyful Noise, versus Katy Perry featuring Juicy J, Dark Horse.
Don't know
Pop
any of
artist
these.
Katy Perry drew inspiration from the occult for her hit Dark Horse.
Okay, so now she's a cultist.
Her inspiration was too much for Christian rapper Flame, who not only took issue with supposed pagan themes in the song, but also claimed it ripped off his song Joyful Noise.
Know what it is. I love it.
He filed a lawsuit for copyright infringement, resulting in a judgment in his favor, and he was awarded $2.78 million. However, after an appeal, that decision was overturned in 2020. The case went to the Ninth Circuit, and the decision to overturn the case was upheld as it was determined that the elements Flame claimed copyright over were too common to warrant such a protection.
Yeah, like I can barely.
Number 29, Article Sound System, Live Your Life versus Dua Lipa, Levitating. We're sure Dua Lipa was levitating after the success of her fifth single off her album Future Nostalgia.
Yeah. Dun.
However, in March of 2022, the band Article Sound System filed a copyright infringement accusing the singer of using the hook from their 2017 song, Live Your Life.
I can kind of hear it,
While the
yeah.
band claimed that the producers of Levitating had prior knowledge of their song, they eventually dropped their suit after a judge ruled that they had no evidence to back up their claim.
What?
Lipa was hit with another lawsuit in the same month from songwriters L. Russell Brown and Sandy Linzer, who claimed the melody for Levitating is taken from Wiggle and Giggle All Night by the band Dr. Buzzard's original Savannah Band.
I was walking down the street when I saw the handsome soldier boy winking at me. He said,
Lipa won that case too.
That's
Number
kind of a
28,
grab, but yeah, I can
Mars,
hear a
When
bit
I
of
Was
it.
Your Man versus Miley Cyrus, Flowers. Flowers was a huge hit for Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus in 2023.
I can buy myself flowers.
I've heard this progression on a lot of songs, though.
It was the best-selling single worldwide
That
for that
dum, dum,
year.
dum, dum,
In
yeah.
September of 2024, however, a lawsuit was filed by Tempo Music Investments claiming that the song took unauthorized elements from Bruno Mars's When I Was Your Man.
I should have bought you flowers and held your hand.
When Flowers was first released, many noted similarities around the songs, especially those present in the chorus. It remains to be seen what the result of this case will be.
Yeah,
but
wanting to
Tempo
buy
Music
someone
is seeking to
flowers is
stop
kinda
Cyrus from
universal, though,
reproducing,
isn't it?
distributing,
But,
and publicly
yeah.
performing the song. Number
Oh,
27,
whatever.
Sammy Switch, OY versus Ed Sheeran, Shape of You. Shape
I've heard of
You had
this.
already been recognized
This was
for
the
its
one that went to
interpolation
court,
of the
didn't it?
TLC classic No Scrubs.
No, that was the Marvin Gaye one.
But discussions for usage had been
that-
ongoing before the song's release. Conversely, Ed Sheeran went to court to combat a claim made by Sammy Chokri and Ross O'Donoghue that he had lifted parts of their song OY.
Yeah. Ed Sheeran did a
In
lot.
April of 2022, the case was ruled in Sheeran's favor.
Yeah.
The judge finding that while there were similarities between
There's
the
similarities
tracks,
with
the use
everything.
of the phrase OI was too general for there to be infringement.
Yeah. And progressions. There's so many people using the same progressions. law of averages, they are going to get used again. There's
Number
too many
26,
songs out
The
there, mate.
Turtles, You Showed Me versus De La Soul transmitting live from Mars.
Okay.
On their debut album 3 Feet High and
the
Rising,
Turtles.
hip-hop group De La Soul included the interlude track Transmitting Live from Mars.
Quelle heure est-il?
Okay.
It includes a 12-second sample of the song You Showed Me by the Turtles. At the time, sampling was a relatively new technique, and De La Soul didn't seek permission.
Oh. Yeah, but this bip part, bip. I mean, I've heard this so
Coleman
many
and Howard
times too.
Kellen of the Turtles took exception to the unauthorized use and filed litigation against De La
So
Soul.
they must have been
The
broke.
matter was settled out of court,
Yeah.
with an apparent $1.7
What are those
million
boots?
going to Volman and Kalin as a result.
What
Number
is that
25,
outfit?
David Bowie, Boys Keep Swinging versus Blur, Middle of the Road. It's no secret that David Bowie is a big influence on
Yeah.
Blur, and in this case, perhaps too much of an influence.
I'm sure he
On
would have
their
been
fifth album,
okay
the band
though.
recorded the song Middle of the Road, which uses the same chord progression as Bowie's Boys Keep Swinging.
Okay. It's your typical
Appearing on Bowie's
Britpop.
1979 album
They all
Live,
sound like
took
that,
an
though.
experimental approach to recording, where the same chord progression would be reused among different songs. Blur
Yeah.
decided to extend that process to Middle of the Road, and after legal intervention, Bowie and co-writer Brian Eno were added on as songwriters.
Yeah.
Number
your typical
24,
Britpop.
Roy Orbison, Oh Pretty Woman, versus Two Live Crew,
Well,
Pretty Woman.
you-
As nasty
they
as they want to be,
clearly
the third album from Two
sampled
Live
it.
Crew was very controversial upon release.
Yeah.
It was ruled to be legally obscene, although that would be later overturned.
I mean, their
The group
their concerts
also
had like
released a
strippers
clean
and
version of their
stuff,
album,
so
appropriately
yeah.
titled As Clean as They Want to Be.
Walking down the street,
Eh,
girl, you look so sweet.
One track found on this album not present on the explicit version is a parody of Roy Orbison's Oh Pretty Woman. The
Yeah.
song's publisher, Acuff Rose Music, filed a lawsuit claiming that the group's song wasn't protected by fair use.
Pretty woman, walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet.
The case went all the way to the Supreme Court, where it found
Okay.
Two Live Crew's Pretty Woman did fall under fair use. Number 23,
Nice,
Gilbert
good.
O'Sullivan, Alone Again Naturally, versus Biz Markie, Alone Again. In the golden age of hip-hop, sampling was a
Yeah.
commonly used technique for song composition.
I'm alone again, naturally.
like
Alone again.
it's how it was.
As
I
a
I
relatively
think people
new
were just
method,
not
it was a bit
used
of a
to it
gray
yet.
area legally, as it was common to not pay or credit the artist of a sampled work.
As long as it was
That all
under a certain
changed when
amount
rapper
of
Biz
seconds.
Markie released his third album, I Need a Haircut. It contained the song Alone Again, which sampled Gilbert O'Sullivan's Alone Again Naturally.
Oh, the whole backing track, yeah. So he didn't just make a beat; he just took the beat.
O'Sullivan took Marquis to court over the matter.
Okay.
This court
Of course
case
he won.
changed how sampling worked, as its use without permission was copyright infringement, thereby needing approval from the copyright holder. Number 22,
wow.
Spirit, Taurus versus Led
Oh,
Zeppelin,
this is the
Stairway
big
to Heaven.
one.
Stairway is one of the defining songs of rock music.
It's kind of a shit song, but whatever. Not a fan of them,
Some
but
have noticed its distinctive slow-paced opening consisting of arpeggios on acoustic guitar sounds similar to the opening of the 1968 song Taurus by rock band Spirit.
yeah. Very much.
In 2014, the band's bassist filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Led Zeppelin as a way to get Spirit guitarist Randy California a writing credit on Stairway and be entitled to future earnings from the song.
Oh, that'd
After
be
a
a
lot of back
lot.
and forth in the courts,
Did they
it wasn't
lose?
until March of 2020 that the Ninth Circuit Appeals Court found in favor of Led Zeppelin,
But-
meaning they didn't infringe on Taurus's copyright.
Did they just not get copyright on the song, maybe? I don't know. That sounded very familiar. That sounded more familiar than some of the other ones that we've listened to.
Number 21,
In my view.
3LW Play Is Gon' Play versus Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. The reality of having a massively successful song is that legal action may be incurred against you.
Well,
That's what
yeah.
happened to Taylor Swift following the release of Shake It Off.
Oh,
In 2017, a lawsuit was filed against Swift by Sean Hall and Nate Butler, alleging that she took from their 2001 song Play's Gon' Play, written for the group 3LW. They claimed that Swift's use of Players Gonna Play and Haters Gonna Hate was too similar to lyrics they had written.
Oh,
It
come
wasn't
on.
until
Every rap
2022 that
song.
The lawsuit was dropped after
Yeah.
an agreement was reached by both parties.
Every
Although no
rap song
details
out
were
there,
given.
come on, uses at
Number
least one
20,
of those.
The Kinks, All Day and All of the Night, versus The Doors, Hello, I Love You.
Oh. Absolutely.
Although
You can
the
hear
Doors
it.
guitarist Robbie Krieger denied that his band copied the chord-driven main riff
You
of the
could hear it.
1964
You could
Kinks
hear it.
track,
You could
the
hear
Kinks
it.
music publishers found that
100%.
these two singles were just a bit too similar.
They are very close. The progression.
Turns out UK courts agreed, so a deal was eventually struck, entitling the
Yeah.
Kinks to a large share of Hello I Love You's British royalties.
There you go. At least they only went for the British royalties, though.
The Doors' song credits remain unchanged, but in 2014, Kinks lead singer and main songwriter Ray Davies suggested to Rolling Stone that an out-of-court settlement had been reached.
Okay.
Number 19,
Okay, that's cool.
Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down, versus Sam Smith, Stay With Me. Traditionally, when songs popped up, they sounded
Yeah,
a bit
Petty would
Tom
be good with it, though.
like
He's
Heartbreakers
usually
frontman Let
pretty-
It Slide. But this
pretty
time,
okay.
things played out differently.
Right? I think Petty's usually alright with some of these. It's pretty
Although the
level-headed.
band leader expressed no hard feelings and deemed the similarities between the chorus
Yeah.
of his I Won't Back Down and Smith's Stay With Me to be, quote, a musical accident, his publishing company entered the fray all the same.
Won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're
I think he changed it enough,
Perhaps it
though,
was
but
because,
still.
unlike American Girl and Mary Jane's Last Dance, the TP track in question had a co-writer, fellow traveling Wilbury and ELO songwriter Jeff Lynne. In the end,
Well, they had a
Petty
similar
and Lynne
writer.
ended up getting their
Okay.
due credit, along with 12.5% of the Stay With Me royalties. Number 18,
Okay.
Joe Satriani,
that's
If I Could
fair.
Fly, versus Coldplay, Viva La Vida. Take notes on this one. You're gonna need them.
Okay. Is it the dun 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 part?
First up, Brooklyn-based indie alternative band Creaky Board suggested that Coldplay had ripped off their ironically titled The Songs I Didn't Write. However, the British rockers had recorded a demo of Viva prior to that song's first performance.
Okay.
Then, Joe
Okay.
Satriani stepped up, lawsuit in hand, claiming that Chris Martin and crew borrowed from his If I Could Fly.
Oh, that's
Things got
close.
even more complicated when Yusuf Islam, formerly Cat Stevens, joined in on the fun, pointing out that all of these songs sounded like his Foreigner suite. Satriani's case was later dismissed in 2009.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's one of those common progressions,
Number
right?
17, The New Seekers, I'd
Oh,
like to teach the
frickin'
world to sing in
Oasis
perfect
again.
harmony,
Why?
versus Oasis Shaker Maker.
Oasis and their little.
Oasis has never tried to hide their reverence for the past when it comes to their own musical
No,
style.
'cause they're little
This is another
bitches.
case where Noel Gallagher may have borrowed a bit too much.
Yeah. Oh man,
The
I remember
song
that
I'd
commercial.
Like to Teach the World to Sing in Perfect Harmony began its life as a Coca-Cola
In the 70s, I
before
think.
being fleshed out and recorded by the New Seekers.
I remember the commercial.
And ultimately having its melody and some lyrics woven into the fabric of Oasis's Shaker Maker. Most sources claim that Gallagher was forced to change the offending I'd like to teach the world line, alter a few notes, and cough up $500,000. Upon losing
Fair
the
enough.
aforementioned lawsuit, Gallagher quipped, quote, "We drink Pepsi now." Number
Good.
16, Muddy
Hope
Waters'
it
You
rots
Need
your
Love
teeth.
versus Led Zeppelin, Whole Lotta
Oh,
Love.
here's Zeppelin
By cranking
again.
the tempo and volume of the blues,
If the world
Led
just got
Zeppelin
rid of
pioneered
Zeppelin and
hard rock and
Oasis.
heavy metal.
You know, I'm just saying. They should just have a water fight, and
Sometimes
only
they
one
stuck
can
just a bit
survive.
Too close to their roots.
Okay.
While took them a long time to get caught. The rock icons were finally sued in 1985 for
Okay.
Whole Lotta Love's whole lot of similarities to the Willie Dixon penned Muddy Waters classic You Need Love.
Baby, way down inside, woman, you need love.
Though things were eventually settled out of court, it obviously wasn't the only time the
Kinda
British rockers
gray.
were accused of borrowing material. Number 15, the Rubinoos' I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend versus Avril Lavigne, Girlfriend. When the Rubinoos stepped up claiming Avril Lavigne had plagiarized them, Avril said, "Rubin who?" But aside from claiming she'd never heard of the band or their song, she and her team chose a risky defense. They said Girlfriend was actually closer to the Rolling Stones' Get Off of My Cloud. Or Mickey. But wait a minute. What about the Ramones song I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend? Had the Rubinoos themselves plagiarized? Ultimately, a musicologist decided the Rubinoos track and Avril's song were completely different based on science. And the case was settled out of court when Avril's manager decided it was cheaper than paying lawyers.
Yeah.
14. The Kinks'
Good.
Picture Book versus The Other Garden Never Got the Chance versus Green Day.
Oh my
Warning.
God, how many?
Now, how not to file a lawsuit.
Oh, it's the bass line.
In 2001, Colin Mary, songwriter
Okay.
for an obscure English band called The Other Garden,
Common bass progression.
sued Green Day, claiming that Warning was a
Ew,
copy
that
of the
milk was all
song
lumpy
Never
and
Got the Chance.
gross. Oh
Band's lawyer
man.
threatened to sue the punk rockers for as much as $100,000, despite the fact that Mary admitted both his and Green Day songs had the same distinct riff as Picture Book by the Kinks.
So, Band A was trying to sue Green Day for $100,000 because Band A said that Green Day's song sounded a lot like their song, which Band A said their song sounded like Band B, which came before them. Okay, so now Band B is in control of this because they proceed. So if Band B doesn't do anything to either of them, then nothing can happen. But Band B can technically sue both of them. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not how you do it, guys. It's not how you do it.
Needless to say, the lawsuit was eventually dropped.
Well, yeah,
Number
there's...
13. Larrikin
Nah.
Music's Kookaburra versus Men at Work, Down Under. Down Under, a backhanded anthem of all things Aussie and a
Yeah.
monster hit in the early 1980s, became
It was a
source of
banger,
legal
man.
trouble in the 2000s.
But that's probably
Originally,
it
the
there.
band's flautist, Greg Ham, borrowed a two-bar motif from Kookaburra, an Australian children's song.
Oh.
Years went by without incident until the connection between the two tunes was
Oh,
mentioned on the game
God.
show Spicks and Specks in 2007. That's when the right holders to Kookaburra, Larrikin Music, came knocking,
Kookaburra sitting in the old gum tree.
demanding 60% of Down Under's royalties dating
60?
back to 1981. In July 2010, they instead were granted 5%, backdated to 2002.
Yeah, 5 to 12
Sadly,
sounds a lot
Ham
more
passed away in
reasonable. 60, they didn't
2012
do
at
any
the
of the
age
work on
58,
that song. They
and
just...
bandmate Colin Hay cites stress from the court case as a contributing factor.
You know,
Okay.
The fact of the matter is that it went unrecognised for 27 years because it was unconscious, it was innocuous, it was naive.
Number 12, Huey Lewis in the
Okay.
news.
Oh, I
Wanted
remember
a
this.
Drug
I think they
versus Ray
settled
Parker
this
Jr.,
one, yeah.
Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? A lawyer if you're Huey Lewis.
It's that... Bow, bow.
Lewis was actually asked to write a theme for Ghostbusters, but passed on it to write music for Back to the Future.
Oh, so they probably heard him with this one, maybe.
So, when Ray Parker Jr.'s theme for the supernatural comedy came out sounding suspiciously like Huey's I Want a New Drug, Lewis cited plagiarism.
It's that... Dun, 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 dun. That's what it is. Yeah, different key,
It
but
settled out of
same
court almost
progress.
a decade later, and when the news
Yeah.
frontman spilled the beans on the confidential settlement on TV, Ray Parker Jr. turned the tables and sued Lewis right back in 2001.
For what? Did they have an NDA? Because if
Number
not, there's
11, Sleigh
no...
Bells, Infinity Guitars versus Demi Lovato, Stars.
Okay.
Typically, only lyrics and melody are considered copyrightable. For New York band Sleigh Bells, Demi Lovato's Stars sounded, quote, virtually identical to their Infinity guitars, with a little bit of riot rhythm mixed in. But it was chiefly the hand claps and bass drum counter rhythm that were cited. It was on this basis that the duo laid a case against Lovato, UMG Recordings, and producers and co-writers Carl Falk and Rami Yacoub. The problem was, Falk and Yacoub claimed no samples were used in the song, and that Demi only wrote one line. The matter was settled in April 2017.
Yeah, you can't really
Lovato's
sue
team maintained
her
there was no deliberate
because she didn't
infringement.
write it, but you can get some revenue back. That's about it.
Number 10, Creedence
All right.
Clearwater Revival Run Through the Jungle versus John Fogerty, the old man down the road.
Okay.
In a
Is it the
very
guitar
odd
riff?
move, John Fogerty was sued for sounding like himself.
Yeah. The band he was in sued
Fogerty
him.
was once the lead vocalist, lead guitarist, and
Oh,
primary
God.
songwriter of Creedence Clearwater Revival.
So, did he write this song originally on the with CCR? Because if he wrote the song from CCR and CCR sued him for sounding like a song that he wrote, who wins this? How does that work?
But after the band broke up, he relinquished his rights to CCR songs to get out of contractual commitments.
Okay.
So when Fogerty
So he
released
doesn't have the
solo
right
track,
to the
Old
song
Man Down the
that he
Road,
sounds like.
Fantasy Records, owner
Okay.
of CCR's song catalog and his label during his Creedence days, claimed it ripped off Run Through the Jungle.
That he wrote, but he doesn't have claim to the song that he wrote, which they sued him because the song that he did write sounded like a song that he wrote.
And demonstrating that the two songs
Okay.
were, in fact, quite different, and that you can't actually plagiarize yourself. Well played, Fogerty.
My
Yeah.
songs tend to sound like my songs, right?
Number 9.
Yeah, that's
Gordon
fair.
Jenkins' Crescent City Blues versus Johnny Cash, Folsom
Oh,
Prison
God.
Blues. In the annals of song plagiarism, there have been cases
2 years.
of subconscious plagiarism, outright plagiarism, uncleared samples, and downright sneakiness. This is a case of self-amusement gone awry. While stationed in West Germany in 1953, Johnny Cash wrote new lyrics to the melody of Crescent City Blues, inspired by the film Inside the Walls of Folsom Prison.
Okay, cool. So is it just the
Flash
title?
forward a few years, and Cash is now a recording artist short on material. So he offered up his Folsom Prison Blues to producer Sam Phillips, who told Cash not to worry about the legalities.
Is it just the title, or does it actually sound the
15
same?
years later, the Men in Black would pay out $75,000 in retribution. Number 8, the Rolling
That's
Stones'
cheap for the
Last
amount you
Time
probably got
versus
off
the
it.
Verve, Bittersweet Symphony. This 90s Britpop anthem was at the
Oh,
center
I remember
of a
this.
lengthy and contentious plagiarism case.
Yeah.
The Verve did obtain the rights to sample part of the Andrew Oldham orchestral version of the classic Stones song. The issue was how much the band used. And according to former Stones manager and rights holder of the song, Alan Klein, it was way too much. So,
Okay.
100% of the royalties went to Klein, and
Oh,
songwriting
that's
credit went to
bull.
Mick Jagger and Keith Richards.
That's bull. Shouldn't have been that much.
That's when Oldham himself demanded recompense for the specific version of the song they had used. Though it took many years, this story does have a relatively happy ending, with the Stones backing off by 2019 and granting all future royalties to Verve lead singer Richard Ashcroft.
Good. Good. It's not like the Stones needed any more bloody money.
Number 7, Chuck Berry, You Can't Catch
God.
Me versus the Beatles Come Together. The story starts simply enough. John Lennon used an old Chuck Berry song as a starting point for a new song.
Okay.
But this similarity triggered legal issues.
Were they
with
not
Berry's
buddies, though?
publisher,
They played
the
together on that one show where
controversial
Yoko
Morris
screamed like a car crash.
As we
Okay,
name
it's
it,
with
Lennon agreed to
Yeah.
record 3 songs owned by Levy and attempted to do so during his rock and roll album sessions until producer Phil Spector stole the tapes and went into hiding. When the tapes were recovered,
Oh, no.
Lennon tried reassuring Levy that he was upholding his end of the deal by sharing a rough mix of his progress, which Levy released himself and chased with a $42 million breach of contract lawsuit.
Oh,
Lennon,
dang.
EMI, and Capitol Records countersued, with Levy being awarded a nominal $6,795 while having to pay out somewhere in the ballpark of $150,000. Number 6.
Okay,
The Chiffons'
weird, but
He's So
okay.
Fine versus George Harrison, My Sweet Lord. Soon after
It's a lot
releasing
of
his
people
solo
that don't
hit,
need
the
money
first #1 single by a
getting
former
dinged
Beatle,
here.
George Harrison found
Like, why are you
himself at the center
doing
of a
this?
copyright infringement lawsuit filed by
Mind you,
Blatant.
sometimes it's a label saying you got to do this. Okay. But
Harrison was
she's
accused
so
of plagiarizing the
fine.
Ronnie
Yeah.
Madman song "He's So Fine." The courts ruled that he had subconsciously copied the Chiffon smash and
Okay.
would owe nearly $1.6 million in damages.
Ooh, brutal. Okay, I can kind of hear it.
But
Little
the
bit,
story
yeah.
doesn't end there.
What do you think?
After Harrison fired his manager, the previously mentioned Alan Klein,
Yeah,
during the
post in the
trial,
comments
Klein
if you
seized the
think any of
opportunity to buy
these
the
were
copyright
went
to "He's
one
So
way that
Fine."
they shouldn't have gone.
The courts ultimately decided that Harrison would only have to pay Klein's Abco Industries $587,000, and he ended up with the song's rights.
Oh,
Number
oh, that's
5,
good.
The Hollies' "The Air That I Breathe" versus Radiohead, "Creep."
Oh, good,
This
because
case is so
Radiohead
unhinged
hated
it's
playing that
almost
song,
dull.
though. Didn't they? After a while, he loathed the song. He already had a house, so it
While
don't
writing
matter.
"Creep," Ed O'Brien pointed out to Tom York that the song's bridge had the same chords as "The Air That I Breathe." So York decided to grab the song's melody too.
Oh, it's a dum 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 dum. Yeah,
That song's
I got it.
authors, Albert Hammond and Mike Hazelwood, then sued, but were impressed by the band's honesty and settled for credits and a cut of the Creep royalties. It's a sharp contrast
They probably
to
made more money doing
2018,
that.
when Lana Del Rey would allege that Radiohead's team noticed passing similarities to Creep in her song "Get Free" and demanded 100% of her royalties.
Gone is the burden of the crawling with me.
Number 4,
Eh.
Marvin Gaye, "Gotta Give It Up" versus Robin Thicke featuring
Oh,
T.I.
yeah.
and Pharrell Williams. "Blurred Lines."
100%.
Let's welcome one of the great talents in the history of popular music. Let's get your hands together, gang, for Mr. Marvin.
Yeah, I'm on his
In
side.
one of many controversies
Because
that
this
plagued
kind of
this
went
summer
weird.
hit,
And this
Robin
song is a
Thicke
bit
actually sued
rapey,
Marvin
so
Gaye's family
screw
for
this
alleging
song.
the singer had plagiarized
100.
the late soul artist.
Yeah, screw this song.
While
No.
Thicke admitted he was inspired by "Gotta Give It Up," he and co-writer Pharrell Williams contended that despite their similar vibe, they were essentially not the same, citing different chords, keys, and more.
That's what you would say if you took it. That bass line is
Bridgeport
right there.
Music also became involved. due
Has to
claims
be.
That Blurred Lines
I can't remember who won.
sampled Funkadelic's "Sexy Ways."
The bass line of Blur,
Despite lots
the other
of
one.
support from music industry heavyweights who did not believe you could copyright a feeling, in 2018, a judge ordered Thicke and Williams to pay nearly $5 million to Marvin Gaye's estate.
Good. That bass line alone.
Number 3, Chuck Berry, "Sweet Little
Yeah.
16" versus the Beach Boys, "Surfin' USA."
This one, yes.
Here's
I
an
think this
instance
one
where
for
the artist
sure.
openly and knowingly used the tune to an existing song for his new composition.
Yeah, I could see this one.
Brian Wilson wanted to write a song about surfing and felt Chuck Berry's "Sweet Little 16" was the perfect setting for his surf-themed lyrics. However, he neglected to credit Berry upon its recording and release.
Oh. Yeah.
Although Surfin' USA was meant to be viewed as a tribute, Berry's publishing company was unimpressed and forced Wilson's manager to surrender
Yeah.
copyright to the rock and roll pioneer's publisher, Arc Music.
Easy,
Number 2,
easy choice.
Multiple artists versus Mark Ronson, Uptown Funk.
Don't believe me, just watch.
We guess it takes a village to write a hit song, too. Before the monster hit that is Uptown Funk was even released, Ronson and company offered some credit to Trinidad James.
Yeah.
After it was released, the Gap Band came knocking, claiming similarities to their Oops Upside Your Head, followed by The Sequence, Collage, and finally Zap in
Okay.
September of 2017.
Okay.
Additionally, Serbian artist Victoria has alleged that the song lifts
God.
elements from one of her songs. By 2018, 17% of the track's royalties were transferred to the Gap Band, while the credits have ballooned from Ronson, Bruno Mars, Jeff Basker, and Philip Lawrence to include 6 additional songwriters from their respective groups.
Okay.
Before we
At
continue, be
least,
sure to subscribe
at
to our
least they
channel
gave
and
credit.
ring the
I
bell to get
mean,
notified about our latest videos. You have the
yeah.
option to be notified for occasional videos
Yeah.
or all of them.
Like and
If you're on
subscribe
your
mine
phone,
too.
Make sure you go into your settings
Please.
and switch on notifications.
You'll get warm, fuzzy
Number
feelings.
1, Queen and David Bowie Under Pressure versus Vanilla
Oh,
Ice.
he
Ice Ice
sampled,
Baby.
but did
It
he
takes
pay
about
for the
7
sample?
notes to recognize Ice Ice Baby for what it is.
Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. Okay, now. I think Vanilla Ice claimed that there was one note at the end that went down instead of up, or up instead of down, or that they negated one note, and that's what he said. But seriously, dude.
While the signature bass line amounts to a sample, Vanilla Ice never sought permission to use it,
No.
and instead said his tinkering with the riff and adding one note made it original.
Yeah.
But in the face of legal action,
Yeah.
the rapper caved and granted David
Well, yeah,
Bowie, as well as
he's made
all
a lot
4
of
members
mistakes,
Queen, due
Madonna.
credit and
You know.
royalties.
You do not want to start a fight with Queen.
In 2013, Ice claimed to have bought Under Pressure outright. However, the song's publishing info shows
Sure.
that it's co-owned by companies representing Queen, Bowie, and EMI Music, making Ice's claim a bit dubious.
Yeah. How'd you buy it when you have no name on it? Like,
What obvious case of musical plagiarism springs to mind for you first? Let us know in the comments below.
yeah, do that. If you know of any that should be in here, like, put the 2 song titles together, and maybe in the future we'll go we'll make up a little playlist and we'll check them out ourselves. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. I do post every day now. I think every day we got something scheduled to come out. So please come back, comment, like, sub, do all that stuff. And I'll see you at the next one. Take care, guys. Cheers.